Good day. Up next is another kind of sexuality. I'm Genevieve Avenido and I'll be talking about aromantic, also known as Aro. Aromantic people do not experience romantic attraction. What do you mean when you say romantic attraction? It refers to the desire to have emotional contact and interaction with a partner. What are the possible emotional contact and interaction that an individual may feel to be qualified to be called romantically attracted? Maybe they feel intimacy or kilig, but Aros doesn't feel anything like this. But that doesn't mean they do not have feelings. They do form strong bonds and have loving relationships that have nothing to do with romance. Let me emphasize that romance is the expressive and pleasurable feeling from an emotional attraction towards another person associated with sexual attraction. Romantic love has intense feeling of intimacy, passion, and even temporary euphoria for another person. This is the feeling when you can't help but smile when you think about that person you love. Have you experienced this? How about you want to know about every single detail of them and be with them as much as possible? Romantic love can drive you to destruction before settling into a less intense but still romantic relationship. Now, and a romantic person doesn't feel this way. It is important to take note that aromantic people do lack of sexual attraction or personal connection, but most simply have no instinctual need to develop connections of romantic nature. How can you distinguish an arrow? Let's take a look at the signs for a possible aromantic person. Just like Elsa, who's known to have no Prince Charming, she haven't felt any romantic attraction to anyone in the movie Frozen. Next, in the cartoon SpongeBob SquarePants, he shows fulfillment and contentment and friendship. This is, he doesn't need to be romantically involved to anyone to feel such completeness. Another, in the anime One Piece, the character Monkey D. Luffy had a platonic relationship with Hancock, seeing the clip for his innocence. Lastly, in the cartoon Steven Universe, Peridot also was known to be an example for being an arrow. Arrows and A's are somewhat mistaken to be similar, but they differ to some points. Asexuality involves a lack of sexual interest or attraction. They may not desire sex but can still want romance. On the other hand, aromanticism may desire sex but not romance. Because romance is anticipated and seemingly normal, a person who doesn't develop romantic feelings may wonder if there's something wrong with them. This certainly isn't the case, and each person is different. Consider these misconceptions. Aromantics are anti-romance. In reality, they have nothing against romance, though they aren't tempted to be in a romantic relationship themselves. They can still enjoy a good love song or a movie with a romantic theme. Aromatics are cold and heartless. In reality, they have plenty of feelings. They're as kind and loving as anyone. They form deep emotional connections, but are content with platonic and other close relationships. Aromantics are afraid of commitment. You can fear commitment and still develop romantic feelings. Being aromantic has to do with how you feel, not whether you're able or willing to commit. Someone who is aromantic hasn't found the right person yet. Well, it's not about getting over a bad breakup or finding the right person at all. It's about a lack of romantic attraction to anyone, which may become noticeable at puberty. Aromantics don't like touching, kissing, or hugging. Physical affection doesn't have to involve romance. Just like romantics, some aromantics like to be touched and others don't. Some enjoy sex and others are asexual. Aromantics can be fixed. There's nothing wrong, so there's nothing to be fixed. Not being in a romantic relationship doesn't necessarily make them lonely. Trying to force romance on a romantic person or any person is a bad idea. They won't appreciate it, and someone's feelings will likely to be hurt. Aromanticism also has sub-levels. It includes gray romantic, demi-romantic, recipromantic, romantic. And I believe this will be discussed as we go on to other sexuality as our classmate may report this. These are just included in aromantic spectrum. So let's go to the countries that are supporting the aromatics, including LGBTQIA+++ community. USA, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Mexico, Chile, Honduras. As you can see in the pie chart, only 1% of the population in the world claim to be aromantic, and this includes Michaela Coel. She is a writer, director, and actress known creating chewing gum and I May Destroy You. In a 2018 interview with a Culture Trip, Coel opened up about identifying with the label aromantic. Another is the famous Nikola Tesla. He was one of the most brilliant inventors in history. He was also a lifelong bachelor who in 1927 told a reporter he had never touched a woman. Tesla's lack of sexual and romantic attraction from secondary accounts. Many asexual and aromantics relate strongly to him. His eccentricities and refusal to marry were used against him by colleagues and competitors to undermine his accomplishment. Lastly, the famous Emma Watson coined the term self-partnered as an alternative to single, to express that she doesn't need anyone to complete her. Take note that people who are aromantic can still have intense, loving feeling. They are just not romantic in nature. Thank you, and let's go to the next topic.